Okay, Chandler. So it is. When did we talk last? On the when was that? Was that March?
Like mid-March?
Mid-March, April?
Yeah, I think it was mid-March or April, right after Nationals.
And it was right after NCAAs didn't happen for you guys in D2. Well, none of them had it. D2, D3, nobody had Nationals.
Right.
D1, D2, D3, NCAA, none of them had it. How many times did you qualify?
3-time qualifier. I qualified freshman, sophomore, and senior year.
Okay, and you didn't qualify last year.
No, this past year I qualified.
No, junior year last year.
Yes.
Okay. Because I did a duel with you guys against Lake Erie.
Yep.
And you didn't wrestle in that duel, I remember. You didn't wrestle.
No, I wrestled.
You wrestled in that one?
Yeah, I wrestled.
You didn't wrestle at Kent State.
That's right. I didn't wrestle at Kent State this past year at the beginning of the year.
Okay, but now it's we're done. It's over. The career's over. You know, I was talking to Blake. Blake never got a chance to win state tournament. He's a 3-time state placer. Never got to do it his final senior year. You didn't get NCAAs your senior year, right?
Yeah, he didn't get to be a 4-time placer either.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you were a 4-time state placer in high school.
3-time state placer.
3-time? Okay.
Yep.
And then what was all the schools you placed at?
I placed at Bloom Carroll twice, and then I placed 3 times, and then I didn't place at Pickerington North.
You didn't place at North?
Yeah.
Did you place in Division 2 and 3?
Yes.
And then the opportunity to go D1, you weren't able to place?
Yes.
And that was your senior year?
Yep.
It was you and Laney, right?
Yeah, we both transferred to Pickerington North. He went 26 and I went 132.
Okay. So you guys were teammates in your last year, and he's another guy didn't get his last chance, did he?
Me and him talked quite a bit after we were talking quite a bit leading up to it because we were like, oh, we're not really sure like what's going on. I was like, I don't think they're going to cancel it. Personally, I didn't think they were going to do it, and then everything came down, and we didn't talk so much after that, but I've reached out to him since then. We've talked a little bit.
Are you think you're mentally in a better place from mid-March to now?
Yeah, I'd say I'm in a better place. I mean, I had to deal with a lot of just facing facts. Like, hey, you're not going to be a national champion. You're not going to be an All-American. It's just not going to happen for you, man. You're not going to get that back because it's over.
But, you and I've talked about it on the podcast and the long format. You've had some other stuff happen in your life. You lost your brother. Right? What happened to you in the NCAA tournament and not getting your senior year pales in comparison to that?
Exactly.
And is that something where, you've been through something a lot tougher?
Yeah.
Right? You lost your idol, the guy who you looked up to.
Yeah.
And then the NCAA tournament losing, it's not really that big of a deal.
Compared to that, it's not a big deal at all. Obviously, I mean, you train your whole life to do one thing, but when you lose a family member, it's a lot different. It's a lot different of a hurt, I would say, personally. I mean, yeah, it's just a tough situation, honestly. But either way.
Yeah, no question, right?
Yeah.
Coming here and being able to work with the Burnetts, has this been therapeutic for you?
Very therapeutic. I wish I could get on the mat more. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. I'm not sure exactly what happened to my elbow at regionals, but I was a little banged up, and it seems like it's just gotten worse since the season's been over and it's all been canceled and everything. But hopefully I can get back on the mat soon. I hope it's not nothing that's going to keep me out for too long.
What did you think? Is it something you did at regionals that you guys were going into NCAAs? You knew it was going to be maybe a problem?
I was feeling good for NCAAs. My trainer, great trainer, Paige Simonella, she put it all together and we were ready to go. We had a pad on it for a little while, and I was actually going to wrestle without the pad. We were just going to go out there like it was another match. But I was wrestling at regionals, and kid went for a twister, like cement mixer thing, and my arm went, and my arm went and my body didn't, because I was not going to give up the points.
Was there a pop?
I did feel a pop, and it hurt pretty bad at first.
How is it swollen right now?
No, not too bad. Personally, people say that it looks a little bit bigger sometimes, but I really can't tell. It hurts all the time, though.
Okay, so I caught you out here running the other day.
Yeah.
Caught you grinding, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else see that?
I think a few of my friends were like, dude, what are you doing running? And I'm just like, there's nothing else I can do. I like to sweat personally. Like, I know Eric said something about it. He loves to work out. He loves to get a sweat going. I personally love getting a sweat going. So that's just why I like to do it.
You air dined one day. I saw you air dine too.
I like to do 2-mile run and then do like however long I want to on the air dine. Just kind of a cool down. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, so your job is really going to like what I did. What I did as Burnett trained my last 8 years, 7 years was I was like a janitor.
Yeah.
I was cleaning a lot.
I'm doing more cleaning than I ever have in these past 3 weeks. More cleaning than ever.
Is it something in a situation where you'd obviously yourself wrestle in these conditions as well?
Oh, I would wrestle in these conditions for sure. I mean, we have if you can explain another way for us to be safer, then I'll listen to you. Because
besides not having camp, right?
Yeah,
that's the only way out.
That's the only way out of it. And these kids, they want to get better. And that's how I was when I was in high school and in college. I always wanted to get better. And if you want to get better, it's going to be hard to get better just sitting at home, even if you are lifting, training. Like, you can do all those things, but eventually you have to get back on the mat and you have to work on your problems on the mat. So I would say, I mean, I would be here for sure if I was a high school kid.
Okay. Looking at what's next for you. What degree did you graduate with from Ashland?
I graduated Ashland with a sport management degree and a coaching minor. And now I'm going on, and I've done a few classes with my master's. I've got, I think, like 7 left or something like that. And just going to be coaching, really.
So you're going to be there for a year or 2 years?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years
So
coaching
I've got 2
at
years
Ashland.
to finish 7 classes. I think I should be able to get it done.
I sure hope so. And they're paying, right?
Yeah.
That's part of like the working with them, right?
Yeah. I mean, this first year it's going to be an assistant job, and then the next year I'll be a GA. So I'll be getting paid, so my pay will go towards my school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're like going to be like a real professional and everything.
Yeah, I'll be an assistant. No,
that's cool, man.
I'm not a graduate until the next year.
Okay, so here's my question. D2, how are you able to be here? How is Jeff Brees able to be here? And then we can have no Danny Mitchell, none of the Ohio State staff, no D1 staff is allowed to be here. You guys are on a quiet period where they're on a dead.
Yes.
Do you know the difference?
Yeah, I kind of did. I didn't actually know because I actually asked my coach, and I wasn't sure if he actually knew. But when Jeff showed up, I asked him, he was like, it's a quiet period, not a dead period. I'm allowed to be here. Because I asked my coach after the first week, I was like, am I allowed to be here? And he was like, yeah, you're allowed to be there. Number one, because I'm technically not a paid person yet until August, I think is like...
You're not going to draw a check yet.
Yeah, the effective date, so I can be here. And then Jeff said, like, he was like, we're on a quiet period, so he's allowed to be here too. But, I mean, with Division I, the dead period, it kind of really sucks for them because Danny he's one of the main guys here. Like, he goes, Eric, Scotty, Danny.
No, yeah.
Dan
Mitchell Danny Mitchell was a D1 All-American. He was a state champ for Eric.
Yeah.
Fargo All-American for Eric.
Oh, yeah.
For Team Ohio. I mean, you know, he's a senior level guy, U.S. national team member. He is Burnett trained.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to talk about the most total package that they have, it would be Danny. Yeah. Like, obviously, you can point to Logan and Hunter Stever and all those guys. Those guys are pretty good. Ian is Burnett trained wrestling.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
But right now, Ian, they got rid of the staff at Oregon State, so he doesn't have a job right now.
It's nice for him right now because he kind of gets a leg up in the interview process because they're like, oh, he's working with kids right now.
Yeah.
Which probably helps a little bit.
Definitely. You know, you're like such an upbeat guy, right? You've had some pretty awful things happen. How do you remain such an upbeat guy? Why are you such a positive, happy, healthy guy?
I mean, I think I just grew up in an atmosphere. It was like, why be sad about certain things? Like, because I always move on. Like, if something bad happens, I try to always spin it and just be like, okay, well, that happened. What's the positive? What's the negative? And I'm like, hey, tomorrow's a brand new day. I get to get up and I get to go work out. I get to go help kids every day. It's pretty nice.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? You know, I asked Blake this earlier, but where are you in 10 years? What do you do with business degrees? What is it? Is it MBA? What are you getting?
I haven't decided what I'm going to specialize in yet.
Sports management?
Maybe.
That's what you have undergrad, though, right?
Yeah.
So we don't even know if it's going to go MBA, if it's going to be more sports management, sports administration. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet. I mean, as of right now, when I look in 10 years, I see myself, I'm hoping I could be a head coach at a university or a college somewhere. And then I would say after that, I mean, if I'm not that, I would like to be an assistant coach at somewhere. I would hope to maybe build myself into a Division I coach one day.
So coaching, you're really...
Yeah, I'm all bought in on it.
How much have you learned in this whole process with the elbow, right, and not being able to wrestle?
It's hard to actually show moves when you don't have an elbow to use. But I would say I'm more watching kids and seeing different things than I would before because I would just be like, oh, he's not doing it right, let me go show him. Now I would try and explain it to him, and I would actually like go through like, wow, this is a lot harder than showing a kid. But you learn more, and you actually learn, I would say, how to explain and how to be a better technician, I would say, watching. And I get that from Scotty and Eric too. They're great technicians. I told Eric the other day, I was like, I got to work better with kids. I'm pretty good with college kids getting my point across, showing moves. But, I mean, youth kids, you got to tell them stories. You got to break it down into 8 different parts of a move. But I would say that, yeah, it's pretty much there.
Working with kids is something. You like it more now, though?
I would say I'd like it more, yeah. I've got a lot more patience since I've grown with my age.
All right. Quick Ashland recruiting spiel. We've got Lake Erie College is real similar.
Mhm.
We've got Tiffin's real similar.
Yeah.
Right. We've got Notre Dame College, which is real similar. We're talking schools with between 1,000 and 3,000 kids.
Yeah.
Right. Huge athletic departments for, if you look in comparison to the rest of the student body, right?
Yeah.
Almost every other kid's a student athlete, right?
Yeah, 60, 40, 70, 30, somewhere around there.
It's crazy, right?
Students.
Whereas like you go to Kent State and under 5% of the kids, under 3% of the kids are student athletes.
Yeah. And to me, like it's crazy to me because I've always been a D2 guy, so I don't really understand the whole dynamic of not having a bunch of friends who are also athletes in another sport. It's crazy. I mean, being an athlete at Division II, Division III, NAIA, I don't know about it, but D2 and D3 schools where athletics are plowed into you, like everybody's an athlete. I really think it drives more people in the classroom because everybody's doing it. It's not just you. It's not just, oh, well, my buddy Eric's going to go out and party later, but I can't because I have a match or I have this test I have to study for.
So that's why you're a D2 guy.
Yeah.
It's easy to push, isn't it?
It's easy. I wouldn't say it's easier or easy to push, but for me, I loved the atmosphere. I love the small class sizes too. It's super awesome. I can't remember one class where there was over 30 kids in my classround.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, man. Like I went to KSU.
Yeah.
Scotty went to Nebraska. We'd have, there's classes with 300, 400, 500 kids in them.
Yeah.
You're in an auditorium and the person's got a microphone.
I've heard they don't even sometimes show up and they just have like a recording there.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It would blow your mind. So, all right. You got anything else for me?
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Thanks for the time. Ashland Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
NCAA D2. Man, you guys have a D2 champ about every other year. Lately,
we're
right?
trying to. Don't
It's
jinx us.
crazy. It's crazy. All right. Hey, thanks for the time. Good luck. All right, Chandler?
Thank you.